So, hi everyone, my name is Benedict and I'm here to share my story. The purpose of this YouTube channel is to share my story, to share my journey with Christ and the things God has been able to share with me. So, in the beginning of the year, I thought that I was going to share my story but through a different platform. But God has been confirming it to me that it has to be YouTube. So that's why the channel is created. Well, my journey with Christ is a bit different, or rather, my encounter with Christ is a bit different. And this is because I knew God and I've been walking with God, but I didn't have a relationship with Christ. So I'll just get to it by just sharing a bit of my story. So I'm Benedict, born and raised in a Christian home, attended church every Sunday, and prayed. I prayed to God, but I won't pray as often, but I did pray. And I believed that there was a God. And yes, I turned to Him whenever I had problems or any difficulties in my situation. So I went to school, finished school, went to college, finished college, and I was looking for work. And now, when I was in college, I used to do transcriptions. Transcriptions is whereby you get to listen to audios and then you type whatever you've listened. It could be meetings, it could be conversations, or whatever. So I used to do transcriptions, and my typing was so poor. Yes, my typing skills were very poor. So after I finished college, there's this organization I contacted, and I will transcribe from them for them. So whenever I do the transcriptions, there was no pressure because we was various transcriptionists. So whenever there's any project, the person will call us, give us the various audios. The reason why I'm saying there's no pressure is because I'll be given audios and I'll even deliver within a week, and it was okay because we are so many people doing that kind of work. So whichever time you're busy, just deliver, but you're given a deadline, which was very convenient with me. So when I say my typing skills were poor, they were poor. I will do like an audio of 1.5 hours or 2 hours in like 3 days. If you're a transcriptionist, you understand this. That is very slow in typing. So anyway, there was no pressure. I'd be able to deliver within my given deadlines, and there was no delay. So I was good. So as I continue doing the transcriptions, there's this organization which had contacted the organization that I was working with, and there's a certain project that they were working on together. So they asked everyone to come for training because they wanted anyone who was partaking in that project to be trained by them specifically. So they arranged for training, to the 1 week training, and among the transcriptionists, I was the one who was less busy because the other guys who were doing other projects from various organizations. So for them, it was kind of not convenient for them to attend the training because they were doing other things. I was free. I was not doing anything. I was fresh from college. I'm looking for work. So I attended the training. So the training lasted for 1 week. And after the 1 week, they were very strict and they gave us stern warning. If you never attended our training, then you're not going to work with us. You're not going to partake in any of our work. We are strictly going to work with everyone who attended the training. So the project started day one. In day one, there were three moderators doing various meetings in different locations. End of the day, I'm given three audios. I've given three audios and they need feedback by the same end of the day or the three audios. I mean, you're a transcriptionist, so you can do this, you can deliver. So I'm given the three audios with my slowness, with my poor typing skills. End of the day, I'm not done. I am not done completely. And it's calls after calls, it's pressure, it's threats, and I'm just feeling like, what did I get myself into? I wish I'd never even attended the training. So, end of the day, I've not delivered. And they give me a stern warning that by tomorrow, we need all the audios. And remember, they also meetings or moderations going on the next day, and they still need those kind of audios or transcriptions to be done. So the next morning, I managed to do one. How, I don't know, but it was just one of those days. You're not sleeping, you're not doing anything, you're constantly transcribing. So I managed to do one. I sent them the one transcription. They go through it and they send it back. They ask me to redo it because they're not satisfied with what I've done. So I'm in this situation whereby I don't know what I can do. All the people around me have never done transcription. So that is something that is new to them. Even if they're going to help you, you need to take them through. And if I'm the one who's been doing it and my slowness is that the way it is, I'm just thinking, what about this person who's doing it for the first time? Because if you're doing it for the first time, it's kind of hard for you to listen and take at the same time. I don't know. For me, it was hard. So I'm in this situation. My transcription has been sent back, and this time they're not joking. They're telling me they need that audio immediately, and not they need the previous day's audios and they need the current day's audios. And I remember my friend telling me, sometimes you'll find yourself in situation that only God can help you. And that statement kept on ringing in my head. And for sure, I was in a situation whereby there was no any other person who can assist me except God. And I remember that day just closing my eyes and praying and asking God to just come and help me. And I told him, there is no one else I can think of right now except you, God. And just know that we serve a living God, and God is a God of miracles. I cannot explain to you how I did 3 transcriptions. Up till now, it's a mystery to me. I cannot explain to you how I did 3 transcriptions, but for sure, what I can tell you, God helped me. And I remember after 1 week, I was able to do 26 transcriptions. How I did it, I don't know, but only God knows. Because every single time I'd call upon God, because I'd had days whereby my laptop would just fail. I don't know, you're just waking up and the keyboard isn't working, the keyboard, whatever, the keyboard isn't working. You're trying to type in, there's some letters which are not keying in, and I'll just close my eyes and I tell God, you know the kind of situation that I'm in. You know what I'm going through right now. If I don't deliver this thing, these guys are going to be on my neck. Just help me. And I'll open my eyes and I'll continue typing like I had no computer malfunction. And 5 minutes into my typing, everything is okay. Everything is working. So by the time I was done with those transcriptions, by the end of that 1 week, I was very sure God helped me in that situation. Now, here's also another story. Um, Whenever I had the small type of laptop, so there's no way I could play the CD directly. I was given audios in form of CDs. So I needed to transfer the file to Flash so that it can play on my laptop. So for me to be able to transfer the file, I needed to visit a cyber cafe. And I remember there's this cyber cafe which I visited. It was very slow. I'd transfer like 30 minutes. I'd transfer like my audio in 30 minutes. You can imagine the kind of slowness. And that 30 minutes, I'm thinking I could have transcribed something instead of just sitting there and waiting for file to transfer. So, and I realized upstairs there was another cyber cafe. It was very new. So I went into the cyber cafe. Oh my God. It was so comfortable. The computers were super fast. It was just convenient for me. The files that I'd transfer in 30 minutes, I used to transfer them in like 5 minutes, 2 minutes even. It was super fast. And then the beauty about this place, they'd play only gospel music. And I remember walking into that cyber cafe and I asked them, did you play any other kind of music? I was the R&B type of person. Did you play any other kind of music? And they were like, no. it's strictly gospel. And I was like, these are the most outdated person I've ever met. That was my thinking then. So whenever I had this pressure about delivering and these threats about delivering, and I'd go to that cyber cafe to transfer my files, and I'd listen to the music, the worship, and the praise. I just felt a sense of calmness, a sense of peace running through me, telling me that, you know what, I got you in all these things. And I just didn't understand. And I remember that there's a time I just sat there and I just listened to that music and was like, wow, worship song is on another level. Gospel songs are on another level. And there are many type of gospel songs. And every single time I just listened, there was new song after new song after new song. And I loved each and every one of them. So immediately after I finished transcribing the 26 transcriptions in 1 week, I was so sure that I did not do that thing by myself. So after I got the money, I took 10% and took it to church. I knew very well this wasn't me. This wasn't my work. So I told God, this is your money. You're the one who took part also in me getting this money, in me delivering that work in that short time span. So this is for you. And I went back to the cyber cafe and I told the guys, all the gospel songs that you have in your laptop, whatever it is that you have, I want you to give it to me. Whether you're going to sell it to me or do whatever, but I need those kind of gospel songs. And that was my turnaround. I started listening to praise and worship songs. I started listening to gospel songs. So I'd listen to the songs, and one day I just had a change of mind and a change of heart. I said, you know what? There's this God who I've been ignoring. There's this God who exists. So today, I'm just going to make up my mind. I deleted all the secular songs that I had. I deleted all of them. And I say that my phone is going to have only gospel music and only watch Christian broadcasting channels, and I'd only listen to worship songs and praise songs. And worship songs will just hit different. I used to think R&B was the thing, but worship songs just hits different. You just have to taste and see that the Lord is good for yourself. It's something that I just cannot explain it. But once you just taste for yourself, you'll be able to get to know what I'm talking about. So that was my turnaround. After doing all that, my attacks began. Attacks in terms of at night, I'll just experience dreams whereby it's either someone is chasing me or someone is just after me. And also, sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I feel like a force pushing my head on my pillow, trying to get up, but I just can't. And the moment I had a change of all these things, that is when the attacks started to come. And I thought, well, I thought I knew God. I thought I prayed to God. All along, I've been on the devil's side. So now he's not happy that I moved to the other side. And that is why the attacks are very many. And I thought, wait a minute. I used to go to church. But why did I go to church? Because it's Sunday and it's routine. All right. I used to pray, okay, and pray occasionally, or rather, whenever I have issues, but I'd pray, and I knew there was a God, and that was just it. But now, my change over, whenever I'd go to church, I'd go to church for a reason. I'd actually listen to the sermons, and I'll even try to follow up on the Bible verses or the books that we've read at church. I was extra attentive. I'd listen to worship music. I'd pray to God in every single situation. And when I say single situation, every single situation, and that is also what I normally tell people. Every single situation. Sometimes you might think this is the most stupidest thing, Is there something like that? The most stupid thing that you're doing, or rather that you don't need to pray to God, that you can sort it by yourself. But God requires us to seek Him in all the things that we are doing. And that's when I realized that, wait a minute, I've been a lukewarm Christian. I was actually a lukewarm Christian. And I made it a point to pray every single day. Whenever I just pray every single day, my environment rather was just Christ centered. I was trying to pursue this Christ. I was trying to pursue this presence, this person who's just come into my life and has made the enemy so mad that is attacking me every single night. And that is the kind of relationship God desires us to have. God desires us to seek Him every single situation in our lives. Whenever you're happy, whenever you're sad, whenever you're just there, God requires us to seek Him in all kind of situations. I'll give you an example. For instance, you have this kind of friend whom you check up after a week, monthly, after 3 months, quarterly, or by year, depending on wherever. And you have this other kind of friend who you check upon each other every single time. I'll give you an example of a couple or boyfriend girlfriend kind of situation. Whenever you are in love with this person or you love this person, you'll get to know how they slept, how they woke up, how their life is going on, how their day is going on. Basically, you're checking up on them in each and every step of their life, or rather, each and every single day of their life. But when you have this other friend who you check up on occasionally, you'll realize sometimes when you call or sometimes when you meet, you will have less to speak about because I mean, it's been a while since you talked to each other, so you can't really relate to each other. But with this other person who you check up on every single day, you'll realize whenever you meet, you actually have more and more and more to talk about, irrespective of you talking to each other every single day. So, the married or the couple kind of relationship is what God desires us to have. God desires us to always seek Him in each and every situation on our lives, to always talk to Him. Have a relationship with God is like talking to God. Whenever you're sad, tell God. Whenever you're happy, tell God. Whenever you need something, tell God. Whenever you don't need something, tell God. Whenever you're just feeling like I'm just there. I'm not feeling sad. I'm not feeling happy. Tell God. That is how God desires us to have. And that is the kind of relationship He's calling out of each and every single person to have when it comes to Him. And the God of all creation will surely listen to you, will surely come to your aid whenever you call unto Him. So thank you, guys.